Despite the strong effects of the critical drought conditions we are enduring this year, there are still abundant roadside pollinator plants in full bloom. On my daily drive to the farm, there are many wonderful wildflower patches available that help maintain our local pollinators. You can find those patches butted up against conventional farm fields, around culverts, or even scattered around signposts. This field of conventional silage corn has Queen Anne's lace and chicory blanketing the roadside with white and blue blossoms. This road runs roughly east and west, so those plants on the south side of the road can take full advantage of their complete solar exposure. Patches like this are a great source of seeds. Spent flowers and seed heads can be gathered loosely in paper bags for drying at home, as long as you follow conscientious foraging guidelines and take no more than 1/4 of the available seeds from any one area. Coming back up the same road traveling in the opposite direction, the intermittent shade and soil moisture conditions on the north shoulder of the road allow different wildflowers to establish themselves in clumps or communities. Cheery yellow toad flax, under the common name butter and eggs, has got a foothold around a road sign, and while it is regarded as an invasive in some states, I have seen some patches come and then disappear within 10 years, so I'm not sure that is a worry in our area. A little farther up the road, the more dense shade encourages different wildflower plants to exist, and a deep swale in the adjoining meadow leads to a culvert under the road and another potential site for roadside plant diversity. A nascent hedgerow starting up along the abandoned fence is another niche area for wildflowers. All of these shots were taken from the front window of my little truck, but if I'd been willing to walk these roadsides, there may have been an additional half-dozen flower types to see. Tree stumps, rotting limbs, and abundant leaf litter all add up to a hospitable site for pollinator habitat. Throw in the wild raspberry canes and any other pithy, stemmed weeds, and you have prime conditions for many pollinator species. The damp conditions here at the edge of the meadow allow several clumps of Joe Pye weed to stand up tall and offer their blooms to pollinators. While these are moisture-loving plants, there are several alternatives available for dry locations that will survive even a summer like this one. Ironweed has been spectacular in our upper pollinator meadow on the farm, and is a good reminder that weed is often no longer a swear word in the world of pollinator habitat. Another great resource for plant material is cuttings from willow plants. Rooting is a simple matter of keeping the stems in water for a few weeks, and even if you don't have a damp spot for planting them, you have created a natural rooting hormone solution that can be used to root cuttings from many other flowering and fruiting shrubs. Over the crest of the hill back toward my house, some of the worst effects of the drought can be seen. The withered thin stalks and browning leaves on these silage corn plants may signal a total crop loss, at least on the upper slopes. Without substantial rain soon, the lower fields in the distance will also stop growing. Back on our farm, here's a quick look at the ditch at the western edge of Field 2. We had the flail mower down here just a few weeks ago, and already the ditch is abloom, and you can see that at least certain pollinator plants can be mown without harming their ultimate pollinator value. And lastly, a scruffy, narrow border between our red barn and the main farm road shows milkweed left for monarchs, with Queen Anne's lace and several different varieties of goldenrod just beginning to bloom. I'd like to leave you with a word or two of caution. Invasive species remain a serious problem in all parts of our country. Get positive variety identification before transporting any foraged seeds, and don't propagate any unknown seeds or spread them on your farm. Thanks for watching. Comments and questions will be answered below. Catch you next time.